I am with Graeme, who has just passed 4 assessments. Graeme, welcome. Hello, mate. How are you?
Hi, Lee. I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, well, you must be a happy man at the moment. You've
Yeah,
passed these 4 assessments pretty quickly. Tell us
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, so I had signed up for the Pro Trader AI, having done mentorship and the DTA at Trading College. Had a great journey so far. But as you know, Lee, I run businesses and work long hours, and I'm at desk a lot, and I don't have time to trade all the time. So the bot has really accelerated everything about my trading. Really, I've learned so much with the programs that you have here and the strategies and all the software. But really, the missing piece was that I just simply didn't have time at my screens. Where now the Pro Trader AI course and the bot in particular has allowed me to effectively be at my screens when I'm actually not. And it's just opened up a new world for me in terms of trading. It really has. You know, it's like, I remember speaking to a pilot actually about the safety of flying, and I think a lot of trades are like a flight. And he said all the analysis is done and all the preparation is done before we even turn the plane on. And it's a bit like that, I think, with the bot. So we have all our systems, our strategies, the setups that we look for. I go through that process every night and every morning, only for maybe 20 minutes a day. And I just simply put the bot in those directions. And I take a mix of 15-minute bots, sometimes trend predictor bots, level 1s, level 2s, all your strategies, and I let them run. And they run through the night.
I mean, we say a bot. I mean, what are we talking about here for people that are listening or watching this and thinking, what's he talking about, a bot?
Yeah, so Trading College developed a bot which was effectively not a replacement for the strategies, but it replicates the strategies and it does it for you. So instead of me being sat at my screen waiting for the screeners and the systems to set up and flag a trade entry for me, the bot now does it. So I'm using your higher time frame strategies to assess a trend or where I think a pullback's going to come to, and using all the education piece that I've learned. And then the bot, I just simply type in, I'm looking for cable to go short, for example, overnight with 3 positions short on cable. And I'll say, I want to risk 1% of my account, 2-to-1 target, or wherever I think it's going to go to. And I'll just simply press play, just like a computer game.
I'm just looking at some of your trades that you sent through to me before we jumped on this call.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some nice winners in here, and we've got to bear in mind that these are all done on autopilot. You've got the Aussie dollar, which was a $2,834 trade. That was nice, with 6 lots. And you've got a 2,105 euro yen sell signal, so you were short euro yen as well.
Yeah.
But you've got a couple of losers. You've got 3 losers in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 winners and 3 losers. Well, it just sums trading up, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly the numbers that we've all discussed, is what we know. Your systems and software, these are the results that they've produced. It's sort of 70% winners between, sometimes it's break even, sometimes it's 4 and 5 to 1, but the bot just does this. And another thing which I love about the bot when it comes to funded trading, Lee, is that it calculates your lot size.
Yeah.
So you don't need calculators. And it also takes the trades with absolute precision. There's no delay where a human has to work out, where's my stop, where's my target, what's my lot size, what am I doing? And sometimes you can lose points because the market continues to move. Whereas, I, for example, was doing some work yesterday and I was really engrossed in what I was doing, and I would have missed 3 winning trades had I not had the bot taking them. And I looked up from my desk, like, I heard the trade been taken. You get a sound and a signal when it takes a trade. And I looked up and it had already moved in my direction considerably in that 20 minutes because the markets are moving so much. And that happens virtually all the time. And through the night last night, I did 5% while I was in my bed. And it's just accelerated everything you've had in place for all this time. Your bot has just accelerated that for everyone. It's available to everyone. and it is just fantastic. It really is. I cannot recommend it highly enough.
So what we got now is our students linking it to funded accounts where they've
Yeah,
got a bigger size trading account than what they would normally have if they put their own money in. Not always the case, but they can leverage off of these funded accounts, and they link the funded account to the strategies, the bot,
that's
and
right.
away they go like they would
Yeah,
trade their own account. And the great thing about the funded accounts is that it teaches you to manage risk.
yeah,
And if you don't manage the risk, then you're going to get hard breach.
yeah,
So what we've got now is the account size for
yeah,
students, and now we've got the strategies. Just learn the strategies.
yeah.
We could say don't learn the strategies, just turn the bot on, but that's not good
No,
practice. We got
no.
to learn trends and understand,
Yeah,
what a trend is, an uptrend and a
yeah, yeah.
downtrend is, and then you can. So are these trades you've taken, like you've done $750 here in the pound?
Yeah,
Nasdaq, you made 474. Your
yeah,
losing trade on dollar yen was 992. So let's even it
yeah,
out with a losing trade in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But then you've got 2 euro yen trades, one 2,100, one 950. Just
Yep.
talk us through about the risk on these trades. What sort of risk you taking? Because if you're going to get a daily drawdown of 5% on a funded account, how do you manage that?
Yeah, so I will look at the market and I will make a decision whether or not I think it's very highly likely to go in my direction. And if I'm confident based on everything I've learned at trading college, I will then make the decision. Do I go with 1%, 0.75%, 0.5%, 0.25%? And then I will then assess the target. How much do I need to get to this position? How far do I want this to go? I'll also look at the time of the day. If I'm in that morning
Important, yeah.
move,
Yeah.
we talk, you teach that morning move, the golden hour. Anyone that's done your DTA or been on your mentorship, Lee, as I have, you talk a lot about getting the volume move. So,
Yeah.
for example, in these morning sessions, I'll maybe look to the 15-minute bots, and I'll have 2 or 3 go in that direction. But when it comes to funded accounts, I would say to anyone listening, anyone interested, is that your number one thing is manage that risk.
Mm.
If you end up, I mean, we've got Dan, one of our coaches, and you've got a $5 million account. I mean, you hardly need to make any growth whatsoever, and you're making a great living.
Yeah.
So it's so important to manage that risk. I never overexpose myself. I never get to a position where I'm anywhere close to hitting a drawdown, or certainly the 10% drawdowns or the 8% drawdowns that you may have in your funded accounts. So I always make sure that everything, a bit back to like what I said at the beginning, it's preparation is the key here. I do look at Forex Factory. I do look at economic calendars. I'm cautious when we've got a big news out coming up
FOMC
this
tomorrow.
week, so I'm sitting tight just now. I'm very risk averse at the minute because it could flash in any direction. So, whilst the bot is unbelievable, as we've discussed, I mean, I get through 2 challenges in 9 hours and 23 minutes. It doesn't come alone without that education piece, your systems, your strategies. It would be wrong of me to sit here and say, yeah, turn it on. It's going to be great. You're going to make 30%. That's not the case. You have to learn. You have to have, in my case, you have the school of hard knocks. I'm too impatient. The bot takes all this away. My impatience, my emotion, I get frustrated. If it doesn't go my way, I would revenge trade a market. All of that is now gone. And I can just go and do other things. I mean, we were talking last week and I was on the golf course. We were texting, I was saying, Lee, I'm up 7% and I'm playing golf. I mean, it's mad.
Yeah. It's madness, isn't it? It's great. I mean, it's us traders, if 70% to 80% of traders lose money, according to the brokers,
Yeah.
the common factor in that has got to be not managing risk and the human being messing the trade up, or chasing
Absolutely.
the trades, getting in at the wrong time, too late, trading breakouts, and it's the top of the market and it reverses.
Exactly.
So if we can take that human, unless you want to go through it and learn and challenge yourself like you have and go through that journey, then you can shortcut it by having the software and strategies, and then just turn the bots on in that direction. But talk to us about, because it replicates my own personal trading. I like trade with the bigger trends.
Yeah.
So that puts the odds of a winning trade on my side pretty big. So if I'm using a 5-minute chart, get into a trade, or a 15 or 16-minute chart, I want to be with what we call the bias, the trend of the daily. Possibly, if I'm combining a weekly and with a 4-hour entry, because I'm off to the Masters in a few weeks, going to watch the golf in the US. So, will I have 4-hour trades on? Maybe, I don't know. But I'll certainly set the bot up to just take the trades. And it just takes it all away, doesn't it, mate? I mean, it takes that human error away.
It does. It so does. It takes away the human error. It speeds up the number of trades, the accuracy of the trades. It gives you more freedom to go and do what you want to do throughout the day. I mean, my routine at the minute is 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night at maximum. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, and I just program the bots to go in those directions. And I do set targets. If I through all the education piece that I've done here, where you've talked me through round numbers and all the other technical analysis piece, like I will target these areas. And what that also lets you do is not have to worry too much about it. If you just went in hard 3-to-1 risk reward all the time, eventually you're going to get into trouble with that. Whereas if you can set these bots up to move to a certain support or resistance or a hot zone, then
great, isn't it? But you mentioned turn the bot on, turn the bot off. I mean, talk to us about. I mean, we're pausing the bots, aren't we? We're pausing the strategy. We're pausing the strategy. So there's no point taking a long trade when the trend long is over. Correct. So we pause it. We take it out of live into the different part of the dashboard, which then it just stays in training. So you've got to remember here, anyone listening or watching, is that it's a strategy on a chart still. We take that strategy, and you mentioned programming, but that's all been done for everybody. All you've got to do is type in, click a few buttons to say, I want the NASDAQ long, 1% risk or whatever, 0.5% risk, momentum strategy, and just go, there's my target. Let's talk about targets. You said 3-to-1. This just, along with people that don't have the patience to wait for setups, because we always want to trade with an edge and making sure that you're trading with an edge. I think the key really, I think, and I've learned a lot by coaching people in the bot, is some people just don't have the ones that do really well have the patience to wait for the big moves.
That's
setting
right.
up, and then boom, 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 boom. You literally go and pass the funded account within 9 hours because you're waiting patiently for those setups.
Right.
I think what we got to say here is that you see the setup on the daily chart with the strategies and systems in our software, and then you move it into the live trading section, and it's ready. It's not going to take a trade unless the setup triggers.
That's right. Absolutely.
Let's talk about this 3-to-1 risk reward ratio thing. I mean, 2-to-1 and 3-to-1, and just proves the point that you don't have to be the Wolf of Wall Street.
No.
And have 100% winning trades to make money.
No, I think I'm only at 60%. I think was my last challenge there that I got through was 60% winning trades. No, I had done copious amounts of back testing on various markets last year. As you know, we discussed it, and I realised that more often than not, you're way better off holding on to a trade now. You and I are so guilty of cutting trades, aren't we? I mean, we get into a trade and we've discussed many times how much better off we felt we would have been if we could just let them run. But as a day trader, you're always trying to grab that profit. But this is another thing about the bot that's so fantastic, because you start to realise through the back testing, because the back testing capability in this bot is phenomenal. And what that brings you is huge confidence. And I realised that moving stops to break even and cutting targets at 1-to-1 or 1.5-to-1 was really hindering the profit. There was times that I could have been in a trend. If I had set bots off at 4-to-1 or 3-to-1, sometimes on the dollar Swissy market, 5-to-1, you could make 40% in 2 days. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you get the bias right, get the trend right, and get the bots right, it's just unbelievable, the
This is
gains.
the patient side of it. When the market's
Yeah,
sideways and it's in a channel and it's trading sideways,
correct.
there's no
Yeah,
volatility. And if you go into a
no.
3-to-1 risk reward ratio, it's not, unless it breaks out of that area and starts trending, and I
Yeah,
mean, I like to look at the VIX as well, the volatility index,
yeah,
when I'm doing the Nasdaq, because the results on the Nasdaq on the bot
yeah.
are just great,
Phenomenal.
and that's a market that goes 4-to-1, 3-to-1,
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
often.
It does. It really does. Yeah, DAX, crude, and Nasdaq are just tremendous because they move. They move the most. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, I pay great attention to all of your scan clubs, your Telegram groups, all the information. I listen to you, Dan. I look at the charts. I always take note of what you guys are saying. I had a great Nasdaq trade today because I was listening to you last night.
It's
You
in
know,
position. It's
it's in
absolutely in
position. Yeah,
position. I've moved it into the live section of the live
yeah,
bot now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I
we're
mean,
going on
it's
big moves, mate. I think this is
yeah,
the case. So like last night, we spot the big move that's setting up on the daily. We did that Monday night, Monday evening,
yep,
and now we've set the bots up in their training mode, and then we move the strategy
yeah, yeah,
into the live section, which is
yep,
linked to our live account. In your case, it was linked to your funded account.
yeah.
It can be linked to spread betting accounts
Yes,
or
right. Yep,
FX accounts, and and then it's now ready to take the trade. It's there
absolutely.
on
It's ready.
autopilot. You can get it on
Uh huh.
signals as well. You don't have to just do autopilot. The trader can get signals to their Telegram and then decide whether they want to take the trade by going yes or no.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right. And that's
But
how
you're on autopilot though, aren't you?
I'm an autopilot now because I'm always working. But certainly last year I did it on signals
Mm.
because, of course, this is the new exciting feature that's come in the last, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, is that we can now go autopilot
Mm.
and connect a live account. Whereas before I was getting the signal on my Telegram and then I was going into my funded account, having to work out the size, having to work out all this stuff, and sometimes I would maybe be in a meeting or on a Zoom and I couldn't take the trade and I was missing out all the time, and what it's proved to me in the main is that just how much all your systems strategies work.
Mm.
I would see the results. You would post videos of PT oh God,
Pro trading
PTS
system.
results,
Yeah.
Pro Trading System results, and I'd be like, I'm missing out on that because I just don't have time. This bot has brought me it's like I've cloned myself.
Mm.
It's like I've cloned the best trading version of myself possible
I
and
know.
put it at the screens all the time. It's just, and it is just so good. I mean, and you've got. I've been looking for trade. I've been around trading education companies for 20 years.
Mm.
I've tried loads, and this is by far and away the best one by a mile. You've got these strategies that can identify the end of a move, the start of a move, and then you've got all these strategies and triggers that will actually make you more money as the market moves in a certain direction. You've got your two waves to start. Then
Mm-hmm.
we've got the PTS. Then we've got level ones, level twos, momentum triggers.
Out of sync's just been added as well.
I think
So that
that
out of
never
sync is a great
loses.
strategy. It's like, we get the trend, you get the
Yep.
nice trend, and then the market pulls back. A pullback is a retracement. So the market, let's say it's going up, it then comes
Yep.
back down, guys. And as it's coming back down, it's probably the most uncomfortable time to buy the market as it's
Yeah.
retracing. It's the best time to buy the market
It's the
because the
best.
risk reward is great because
Yeah.
markets price doesn't go straight up. It has pullbacks. It has reversion back to the mean. And that
Yeah.
reversion back to the mean is that opportunity to buy. But if you're just a new trader into this and you're trying to buy a market that's having a pullback, it's really difficult. But
Yeah.
the bot now just takes that pullback, has a nice tight stop, and then your risk
Yeah.
reward is back
Yeah.
beyond the highs and forward looking to 3 and 4-to-1. So it
Absolutely.
just takes the emotion out of it, and it's
Absolutely.
great fun as well because you look at it and you look at your P&L at the end of the day and you're thinking, wow, I've never taken those
Never.
trades. The recent move up on the DAX, the $6,000 on the bot for me on the DAX has been really nice. Not the DAX, I beg your pardon, on gold has been
Gold.
really nice. Now,
Yeah.
gold for me is in pause at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to turn it back on
It's going
after
long.
FOMC if we get
Yep.
what I want to see. So
Definitely. I mean,
yeah,
it's sitting at one of
I mean, so it's not just day trading. This is swing trading as well. This is it can go up to the weekly chart and it can
yeah.
place trades on the weekly time frames, and you can sit back. I mean, the euro yen, I mean, I can't remember the actual numbers exactly, but it was ridiculous, like over $1 million
Yeah.
with a 50K funded account in
Mm-hmm.
22 months.
Yeah.
I think there
Yeah.
was one that came in at 500,000 with a 20K account. But
Yeah.
for 22 months, it just kept taking 60-minute buy
That's right.
signals in that
That's right.
trend to the upside,
In
because they
that
had a
trend.
massive monthly trend higher and weekly trend higher
Yeah.
on the ends.
It's yeah. I mean, you could literally, you could look at the bot once a week. You could look at the bot on a Saturday morning, couldn't you? And
Yeah.
you could just set it off and not look at it till the next week, and you could just have some lovely, lovely profits in there. I mean,
Yeah.
it is, if you have the knowledge and understanding and know how to program it properly, and I mean, it's there for you to, it's all there for you. And we've got a great Telegram group.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just
how
looking at it
many
now.
times
It's,
have we got guys in there calling trades out? We all share. We're all hunting together.
It's called, it's a bot trading ideas. So it's the trading ideas Telegram group. So we go in and we're talking about, like, you're looking at trades. You look at dollar Swissy was great for Simon and some of the other
Yeah,
guys. I mean, they were onto that. That's exploded higher. That was a really nice one.
yeah, yeah.
David says
Good move.
Eurocad and DAX shorts today have been absolutely lovely, and dollar
Yeah,
Swissy long. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but the swing trade I was looking at is the Euro Aussie, and that's kicked off, and a few of the guys are on that with the bot as
yeah,
well. I think, before we sort of end up, mate, I think it's about, people do struggle a little bit with letting go,
yeah,
and it's that trust factor. So the best thing to do is do all the training, i.e., the back testing in the strategies. We've got 5 strategies, so you back test
yeah,
the strategies that
yeah,
in a certain market, and it will take you minutes to just see what the results are, seconds to see what the results are with that strategy. And then it's all about, then when you drag it over into the live and you're trading a live account, it's like you're just looking at it. It's
yeah,
trading live, and I've got my hands off,
yeah,
and it's like, okay, just
yeah.
once you've done, I mean, how many trades before you had that trust factor of letting go? I mean, now you're just an expert in it. You're literally,
I mean, there is no way I would hold on for the length of time that I do. And the only reason I trust it is because I've done so many back tests with the bot now. I mean, there was one particularly we discussed about 3 weeks ago, and it was a 4-to-1 NASDAQ short, and everything was long, 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 long. But we had our divergence indicators were telling us it's so overbought, it's going to come back, it's going to come back, it's going to come back. And I held on that it was coming, but it was coming down, and I was like, I was up like 4% or something, and I'm like, every fibre of my being is like, take the trade, take it, close it, close it, close it. And I was like, no, I know there's a 90% chance this is going to go at 4-to-1, and it literally hit 4-to-1, and then it went long again, and it is that confidence. Yeah, I mean, it just,
there's no point in running a bot if you're going to control it all the time.
No.
You've got to let it. It can make more money than you. So why on earth? We are talking about human trader and machine. So we are combining the bias that the human is. You're still trading, but you're just letting the bot take your day trades for you in that direction.
That's right.
I was going to ask you something, mate. And so there is some funded accounts don't allow bots. We've had this big upheaval with funded accounts and MT4 recently.
Yeah.
But no need to mention names or anything or promote anyone. But you're okay running the bot with the funded account that you're with.
Yeah, because our bot is effectively a what would you say? It's more of a.
It's not a high frequency.
It's not a high latency bot. Yeah, it's not like a pecker.
Yeah,
if you like, it's not a scalper.
Yeah,
yeah. So as long as you go to the FAQ section of your funded account provider, and there are many, many ones that the bot will run with, just ask the question of them before you purchase your challenge. Can I use? This is the bot I want to use. It's an EA that's not high latency. And there are several ones that will have no issue with you using that bot at all. It's not because it's much more like it's like a human the way it trades. It's not crazy
It's not high
scalping.
frequency doing loads and
No.
loads of trades. No, it's
No. But you just have to just go to the FAQ, send them an email. Most funded providers are very quick to get back to you. I wouldn't recommend, I wouldn't go down the route of recommending anyone.
But got to do their own due diligence. We've got it.
Yeah.
With that,
There's certainly plenty. Guys in the group will help you, I'm sure. But yeah, no, there's I've lost count of how many providers work with your technology. There's stacks.
So where do you see the future here, mate? I mean, where do you see your account? Now you've done your assessments and you've got your own personal account as well.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself like with this? I mean, it's.
I would love to get towards, if I could get to the end of the year. I mean, I genuinely, it's not. I think the mortgage could be paid off pretty soon. I think that's the remainder of what I've got in the mortgage, and I'm much younger than I look. I've had a hard paper round.
Too many bogeys on the golf course, mate.
I know, mate. I know. Too many 3-putts. I think the mortgage could be paid off, imminently if I keep on this trajectory. I'm definitely going to apply for more funded accounts. I'm going to go for some of these I've got big ones, as we know, and sizable. But if I could get to the stage of where some of our other traders are at, where they're trading 3 and 5 million accounts, that's really my goal. If I could get to that by Christmas, I think that's totally achievable. If we get some good markets, and I keep listening to you and the people at Trading College, just delighted with it. And I'm so excited. I struggle to sleep at times. I check it at night. Sometimes I'm like, how's it doing? It's so bad. It's like this. It's like a kid on Christmas Day every day. That's what I'd like to see.
Good stuff. It would definitely make more money than most human traders. It really would do, because, as I said earlier, it just messes. You just mess things up.
Yeah,
and it's good. All right, mate. Well, great. The sun isn't shining here in London, but I hope it is in Scotland. And
it is, mate. It is.
Is it? Well,
it is. It is. I've got a skylight above me. It's blue skies, and that means in 5 minutes' time it'll be raining.
All right. So look, we got FOMC coming tomorrow night, Wednesday night. If somebody's listening or watching to this, it's probably over and done with, maybe. But I think it's big moves coming. I'm ready with the bot. I've turned on the bots that I want to be trading: Nasdaq, DAX, gold again, and I'm just going to let those go. I'm just going to turn them on. I don't want to turn them on the announcement really of FOMC, because there's a 1, 2, 3 spike that happens.
Yeah.
If remember, it's at 6 p.m. London time, not 7 p.m. So this first spike is never the same, is never the right move. Okay. And so sometimes the second move is sometimes the right move. But if it's not the second, then it's the third wave that is often the directional move. So just a little bit of patience, because then I think once it settles in the price action, then we could just get those bots into that live account and get them going. Yeah. Great fun. Definitely. Good fun.
Superb.
Okay, mate. Lovely to speak to you, Greg. Appreciate it.
You too, buddy.
Have a good one.
Thanks for having me. I'll speak to you soon.
Take care, buddy. Bye.
Cheers, Dave. Bye.